Welcome back to my channel. Right folks, we're going to be talking about capital controls. That's sovereign debt, wars, all of the good stuff, or maybe not so good stuff, and what it actually means for your money. Now, the term capital controls has been flying around for probably about 6 months in particular, but it tends to happen when a government needs your money and access to your money, and to stop money leaving a country, in my case, the UK. So have you ever wondered why some countries block your money from leaving their borders? That's called capital control. So it's more common than you think. So I'm going to break it down today, and I'm going to go through the red flags. So stay tuned, because the red flags will come a little bit later. And just sort of help you along to protect your wealth, your freedom, and help you forecast the future based on probability. Capital controls are government policies that restrict or regulate the flow of money in and out of a country. They can limit how much you can send abroad, so don't forget. This means, if you look at Spain, for example, they've imposed a €3,000 kind of limit. You have to notify them 24 hours notice to take €3,000 of your money out of the bank. And if you don't, there's a €150,000 fine, maybe even jail time. I don't know, I've not looked into it, which is ridiculous. So that's again trying to stop capital and cash leaving banks, capital leaving a country. It's just one more recent example, that is. So governments impose capital controls for a few reasons. They prevent the capital flight when people or companies move money abroad in fear of instability. They protect foreign reserves, which are needed to pay for imports and, of course, debts. And UK is at 2.77 trillion in debt. Of course, America 37 trillion in debt. Europe is God knows what trillions in debt. Tend to kick off wars. Stabilize the local currency. So if too much money leaves a country, the currency can collapse. It finances wars or national emergencies. So during war, a country might restrict money to pay for military spending. So, it's technically your money, and they want to use it for their political wars. It manages sovereign debt. So as countries spend and usually overspend and usually give money away to other countries rather than funding their own country, get a bit angry about this and a bit passionate about it. So it manages sovereign debt. Governments with huge debts may block money to stop a financial crisis. So look, the red flags, many red flags, and you usually need more than one red flag, which will indicate that capital controls are coming, and if not already here. Rising sovereign debt levels, so if a country is borrowing more money, rapid growth in government borrowing, so debt to GDP, gross domestic product, ratio climbs fast. Currency depreciation is another one. So if the dollar is losing its strength, or the pound is losing its strength, or the euro is losing its strength, it's certainly a red flag in terms of capital controls are coming. Large budget deficits. Government spending far exceeds tax revenue. Emergency spending for wars, bailouts, ballooning the deficit. It's plummeting foreign exchange reserves. Central banks' reserves dropping, usually used to prop up a currency, often reported in the news headlines or by the IMF, World Bank updates. Rising inflation or hyperinflation. So if double-digit annual inflation or monthly price jumps, people rush to convert money into goods, which is hoarding, or foreign currency. So that's another red flag. Sudden bank liquidity issues. Banks slow to process withdrawals. Reports of banks needing bailouts or assistance. You look at 2008, what happened back then. 2008, 2009, massive bailouts were happening. Government emergency powers talks. So laws enabling the government to bypass Parliament, which we have seen. Special measures to protect national security, or manage the crisis. We just love these. Restrictions on FX or large transactions. So early signs are higher taxes or paperwork for sending money abroad. So making it more difficult for you to move money out. And quiet regulatory changes, tightening currency conversion rules. And then there's, of course, IMF, the International monetary fund or external loan discussions. If the IMF bailouts typically come with tough measures, often including capital controls. It can be a sign of countries' finances are desperate, so you've got social unrest and political instability. We're seeing that, in fact, we're seeing that in Paris. Right now, we see lots of protests in the UK and many other countries. Now, that could be, I'm sure we're going to see a lot more of this, and maybe even a lot more violence, God forbid. But this is the kind of thing that happens. So protest strikes, UK is always on bloody strike somewhere or another. Government crackdowns. These are often signals of deeper economic stress. So, there's lots of red flags. Rising sovereign debt, currency depreciation, large budget deficits. It all counts, because when capital controls are put into place, it's your money that they are after. So forget the tax hikes and the stealth taxes. It's your money. So the types of capital controls can be bans on certain transactions, limiting how much you can withdraw from the bank. They can restrict businesses. Companies can't easily import goods or pay overseas partners. And it reduces trust. People lose faith in the banking system and move to unofficial ways of transferring money. So all that said, what can you do to mitigate it? Well, there are several things. And one of them is to try and move some cash now before capital controls comes in. You sort of put it abroad. And if you're going to put it abroad, make it international rather than Europe. In my case, in probably most of my subscribers' cases, it's probably European. That's certainly the best thing I can advise or suggest that you do. People hoard gold, people hoard Bitcoin. These are the kind of things that can separate your money in the bank to making sure that you have access to it when needed in case capital controls come in. And I do feel capital controls will come in. So there you have it, my nice quick summary for you. Please heed the advice. You can't sit back and do nothing. Doing nothing just ends you up in trouble. I've suffered that in the past. You have to forecast your money. So based on probability, look at the income you have now, especially as a business and certainly as an individual, because as an individual you end up with limited access to funds. Look at the money you have now, predict 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years in the future, account for 15% hike in your gas bill. Good old Ed Miliband has mentioned that already. And just see where you land in 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 years, and do things to protect yourself. There's plenty you can do, but if you're going to do it, you need to do it now. You have to stop thinking about things and start actioning. Otherwise, you end up poorer, nothing, relying on the state. I hope that was useful. Please share.